Hi there Virgo, thank you for joining me for your monthly forecast for November. This month offers a wonderful opportunity for you to articulate a message that's important to you. It can be one of sincerity towards someone you really love. It could be that you're applying for a job or having an interview. And again, if you can measure what you're saying in a very precise but also diplomatic way, then the receiver of your point is going to be all the more receptive to what you're trying to express. But there is, without question, a full moon on the 6th. And not everybody you encounter is necessarily going to be up for the point of view that you have. And you need to prepare yourself for this. Equally, if you're having any meetings around contracts, negotiations are taking place, things can be fluid. And there is the move of Mercury, which occurs on the 9th. And it is in the first part of this month, in the part of your scope that's to do with everyday finances. And I think it's interesting, if you are looking for a new mode of transport, it wouldn't surprise me if you snaffled one in the early parts of this month. But then things get much tenser. This is because Mars is going to be combining with Pluto. Now, in terms of anything you feel passionate about, you can really show the full force of your personality in week 2. But because it is combining with Uranus in a more difficult way, this combination, I do feel in a relationship context, any form of jealousy or possessiveness or raw sexual attraction can certainly be issues that do come to the fore. So if there is any talking to be done, it is going to be important to be able to listen to. Now there is a change from the middle of this month when Neptune starts to go forwards. And if you have felt confused generally or uncertain about relationships, close relationships, over the last 5.5 months, this is going to help you to be a bit more realistic and a bit clearer. Then Venus moves. It moves into an area which is more reflective, more about how you feel about your home, your relationships within the family. And it wouldn't be a surprise at all in the second half of this month if you find yourself wanting to make some changes to your abode, especially if you can make it more comfortable, add to its decorative qualities too. The Sun moves on the 22nd, and there is also a new moon. If there has been a stall around a family relationship, this is a great opportunity to try and get things on a better footing. But it is important not to be too defensive, because when Venus and the Sun make their way through this part of our horoscopes, we can be more subjective. And they are both in week 3 and 4 respectively going to square up to Neptune, which brings into play the unreality that Neptune can or has been bringing to some of your relationships in recent years. Mercury, your ruler, does, however, combine brilliantly with Saturn from the 23rd to the 27th. If you need to write a report, a letter, do any kind of study, then your clarity of thought, which really is one of your greatest qualities at the best of times, well, that's going to be even more heightened. But it could make you a bit sharp in punching across your point of view. But actually, I think that can be a good thing with all this swirling, misty Neptune stuff around. And then Mercury moves on the 29th into your home zone. So it could be a lot of thinking and reflection about where you live, how you live there, and with whom in the last phase of this month. And maybe a lot to digest. And you might want to just step back from others a little bit and create the time to really ruminate over what your next moves are going to be. But it is going to be important to keep the lines of communication open. And that's really the central point of this month. You're going to have viewpoints, but other people are going to have viewpoints as well. But in week 2 particularly, things can get highly charged. It's been a real pleasure being with you. If you'd like to tune in for your year 2015 horoscope, please join me on YouTube too.